Morne, you came from the Free State originally. After a long career, you're coming towards the end of it now. Your last game at Loftus is probably, well, I think it is guaranteed to be a crucial game against Free State as well. Is this kind of how you'd like to end things off with the vital Currie Cup game against Free State? You've also, I mean, the Bulls and the Cheetahs have had quite a history in the last.
And the thing that I come from, Bloemfontein, I come from the Cheetahs, and just to play against them is a good one, and to make it it is an important one for us as the Bulls. We can't take it lightly, so we want to go further on to the semis and the final. So it's an interesting one. It's better than finish last weekend against the Griffins. So it's much better to finish against the Cheetahs now at Loftus. So I'm looking forward.
Ons praat sommer terwyl jy besig is met die verwysing van die Cheetahs toe. Ons gaan 'n bietjie oor daai tyd. Dis nie 'n tyd wat ons almal baie van weet van jou nie. Voordat jy hier by die Bulls opgedaag het.
Ja, dit is op skool gewees. Ek was daar in Sanderprecies gewees wat min mense weet van. Kruimweg gespeel daarso, staan dit 9 en 10 of graad 11 en 12 nou. En ek dink is 'n familie, broers, almal bly nog daai kant, so dit is nog steeds 'n diep plek in my hart, die Bloemfontein en die Vrystaat, so is ek gaan baie terug om te gaan kuier daarso, so is my lekker om my groot vriend Rowan Pienaar daarso speel. Kans is goed dat hy nie gaan speel die naweek nie, as gevolg van familieredes. Maar ek dink is nog steeds diep in my hart die Vrystaat, so is 'n lekker een om klaar te maak teen hulle.
Jy praat van Rowan, interessant dat jy nou daarvan praat. Julle twee posisies. Uiteraard moes julle kompeteerders gewees het op 'n stadium, en die woord daar buite is. Julle is twee ouens wat net kan aangaan. Julle raak nie ouer nie. Ja,
het moet seker iets in die water of iets aan Bloemfontein wees, of iets wat ons daar gedoen het, maar is vir my great om te sien, hy gaan nog aan, Bismarck wat ook van Bloemfontein afkom, gaan nog aan, so daar moet iets daarso wees, maar is eintlik vir my sleg as hy nie gaan speel nie. Ek sou gelike het om iets saam met hom ook klaar te maak en laaste game toe om te speel, maar ons kom al 'n lang pad saam, klomp keer teen mekaar al gespeel, klomp keer saam gespeel al. En as jy gesê het, ons het gefight oor dieselfde posisie, en my eerste toets te kom vervang by die Bokke, so is 'n special bond wat ek en hy het.
Just sorry.
I was just going to ask if you can have the Rowan bit in English.
Okay. I think it's a nice little bond between me and Rowan. We've come a long way. We've been friends since 4 years old. So we've played a lot together, a lot against each other, and it's just sad if he's not going to play on Saturday because of family reasons. But we'll still wait for the teams to come out and to see if he can play. But it's special. Like I said, Free State is still deep in my heart. My family, brothers, everyone is still there. So it's a nice way to finish my career.
Morne, just talking about longevity, and obviously you and Johan are both the same. I mean, you've had a hell of a long careers. To call it now, is that kind of like a decision that you planned a while ago, that you said, I'm going to have 2 more years and that's it? or do you kind of like, are you feeling now like, okay, it's enough?
I think I called it of the box 2 years ago, and I think at this moment is the right time to finish. I think if the Bulls ask me to play another year, I'll definitely play another year. My body's still fine and I can still go, but I think it's a good time to finish now on a nice high note, and hopefully we can finish it well in the Currie Cup as well.
When you thought of your career as a whole, a lot of players obviously you don't start your career and start thinking about the end, but how did you envisage closing out your career? Obviously you went out with the British and Irish Lions, win, a copy and paste of the kick that won the series, and now you could help push the Bulls to a Currie Cup playoff game. When you think about your career as a whole, how would you have liked to have ended?
I think you never think of it like that, to finish your career like that, and you firstly just dream to play for the Boks. You don't even think of finishing up, and I think it's just a privilege actually to finish it on your own time, not because of injury or whatever. It's on your own time you can finish it, and I think the whole Springbok thing was a great time to, like, I started with the Lions and I finished with the Lions, so it was a good one. And the Bulls, like I said, it's still awesome. Yes, awesome to be here and a great vibe in the team, but it's just a good time to finish that as well, and hopefully finish it with a trophy.
In your career, you've had a lot of very high ups and a lot of downs as well. But your numbers that you put up, I mean, your longevity, the player you were, just the character as well. A lot of people spoke highly of you. Do you think that you've had a great career when it's all said and done? Is it the kind of career you would have loved to have if you had a choice?
Yeah, I think if I could have chose this career, I would have taken it from the start. Wouldn't have said no, but yeah, I think it's been a long career. I've been blessed without injuries. I think that's the main thing. I went my whole career without any big injuries, so that helped me as well. I think the angels were over me. But yeah, just to finish it now, I think it's a good time, and yeah, I'm just happy with the career. All the records and all the stuff is there. But yeah, I always say records are there to be broken. So yeah, it's for the younger guys who's coming through now. And yeah, I can just be happy with the career I had.
Now, final one for me. Your happiest moments as a fool and some of your saddest moments as a fool.
Yeah, in any sport career, you're gonna have ups and downs. And I think 2012, I didn't have a great year with the kicking boot. I can remember that year. It wasn't that great, but yeah, as a number 10, as a rugby player, you're gonna get some sad moments as well. Especially at the number 10 jersey, you're gonna have kicks to win a game and get kicks that you don't win the game, and that's gonna happen. But yeah, I think over my career, I had more positive than negatives, and that's a good thing.
Ryk jy die eerste dag wat jy by Loftus aankom nog onthou en kan jy glo dat jy vandag hier sit en is dit so vinnig verbygegaan?
Ja, dit is vinnig verbygegaan. Ek dink dit was eintlik my matriekvakansie geweest wat ek hier kom oefen het tot net voor Kersfees. So ek het meeste van my matriekvakansie hierso kom oefen saam met einde 2002 ja. So ek het saam met die ou manne, jy weet, Matt Frank, Sias Wagner, daai klomp ouens nog wat ek weet as jy in die kleedkamer kom, gaan sit jy maar eerder op die grond voor jy gaan sit. Daar was nog daai junior senior ding geweest. So ja, maar en soos jy sê, 4 uur uit en dan is dit alweer verby. Dit was omtrent 21 jaar wat verby is. En dit gaan so vinnig verby. So elke ou daar buite geniet elke oomblik. Jy weet nooit wanneer die einde is nie.
Morne, what are you going to miss the most about playing professional rugby? And what are you glad you won't have to do anymore?
Yeah, if I see the planning for the pre-season camps and fitness and stuff they're planning. But yeah, that was also, part of the whole building a team and whatever. But I think the most thing I'm gonna miss is making the friends. I'm still talking to a lot of friends overseas, playing against New Zealand, still speak to the guys who I played against there, and even in France now. And even, at the Bulls as well, you make lifeline friends, of lifetime friends. So I think that's the whole thing. There's the rugby games and the trophies are there, you talk about it, but mostly is that stories off the field and all the fun and naughty things you did together. I think that's the thing I'm going to miss the most.
Ek dink jy's bietjie baie jy gee jouself nie genoeg krediet vir eintlik die harde sportman en gedissiplineerde ou wat jy eintlik is nie. En hoekom ek dit sê is ek en een van ons kollegas het op 'n stadium toe die Loftus Versfeld nog daai restaurant gehad het, ek nie sy naam sê nie. Toe sit in die reën op 'n stadium wat jy daar oefen, agtermiddag reën. Dit was nog super rugby tyd geweest. Jy het die skoppepale toe een skop na die ander gedoen en ons het so na mekaar gekyk en gesê, "Yes." Kan jy dit onthou?
Ja, ek was baie sulke tye en ek het vanoggend op Jacaranda ook daar gepraat. Ek dink deesdae die jonger generasie sit nie meer daai werk in wat hulle moet doen nie. Ek dink hulle oefen so hard as wat hulle moet doen nie. En ek dink daai jy sê of dit reën, haal, sneeu, jy staan daar so en jy sit die ure in wat nodig het. Maak dit makliker as jy Saterdag op die game kom. Is net soveel makliker om dit te kan doen. So ja, vir my is net, jy weet, daar's geen kort paai na sukses toe nie. Ek dink my pa het ook van kleins af geleer. So ja, dis maar die sukses wat ek nou behaal is as gevolg van dit.
Ons het ook eendag gesels daaroor, ek het jou gevra, hoe bly jou lyf? Stand jy het gesê, jy doen nog strekwerk omdat jy gimnastiek gedoen het. Praat 'n bietjie daaroor.
Ja, ek dink ek het vanoggend ook daaroor gepraat. Ek dink baie keer gaan dit vir ouetjies veral op skool. Kyk hoe groot jy kan wees, hoe sterk jy kan wees en ek dink hulle dink te veel, dis die belangrike ding, maar vir my is soepelheid, en ek dink dit het my deur my kariere ook gedra, is genoeg strek, hoe meer fleksibel jy is, en hoe meer posisies kan jy jou lyf sit, wat ander ons nie kan doen nie, so, vir my, flexibility speel 'n groot rol, jy moet gym, jy moet sterk wees, jy moet groot wees, ek verstaan al goed, maar, hoe meer fleksibel jy is, hoe beter, ek dink dit het my gehelp in my kariere, teenoor beserings, kniebesering en daai goed is nou, gebeur nou maar, ek dink as jy jou lyf in 'n posisie kan sit, wat anders nie kan nie, help het jou op 'n besering vlakke, dink ek.
Laaste vraagie oor loopbaan vorentoe. Ek weet jy gaan by skole betrokke raak, jy gaan hier in Pretoria betrokke raak. Praat 'n bietjie daaroor.
Ja, ek het laasweek 'n meeting met die Bulle ook gehad. Hulle wil ek moet by die juniors ook betrokke wees. Ek gaan nie so help met die skoppe en die kicking game en al daai dinge. So ons wil nog presies die ding in plek sit. So ek sal hier soos 'n konsultant wees. En dan is ek al by Garsfontein Hoërskool betrokke. Ek help daarso met die skoppe daarso ook. So ek het vanoggend ook gesê ek dink daar's 'n groot leemte in ons land op skole vlak veral. Op die met skoppe en daai goeie, so dink almal target altyd die unies en die jy weet SA rugby en so, maar dink op skole vlak is waar die fondasie moet gelê word. So ek sien 'n groot leemte daar en ek sien 'n groot jy weet positiewe ding vir my.
Morne, just on that kicking future as a consultant, can you just give it to us again, just in English, and what also motivated you to invest your time in your retirement in blooding the next generation of kickers?
Yeah, I had a great meeting with the Bulls, and they want me to stay involved, especially at the juniors, to help with the kicking game. And then on my own as well, I think there's a big gap at school level for that. I think there's not a lot of coaching on kicking and on fly off play, so I think that's a positive for me. And yeah, I got the talents from above, so you don't wanna misuse it or lose it or whatever. So you wanna give it out to the people out there and just help where you can.
And when you started your journey, Henneke Meyer spoke a lot about emphasizing the accuracy of kicking. When you think back to your time and the start you had at the Bulls, Henneke, time with Frans Ludeker and the box, which coaches do you say would have had the biggest influence, and what are you going to take from them as you develop as a coach?
Yeah, I started with Henneke here, and Henneke was actually the one, because when I came here from Bloemfontein, I was actually more of a running fly-off. I wasn't a big, I think under 20 I wasn't even kicking. John had a career where he was playing wing or fullback, he was kicking. Vodacom Cup I wasn't kicking. Gideon Roux was our scrum off, he was kicking. So yeah, Henneke just told me if I want to play on a higher level, I must work on my kicking game. And that's where I started with Vlokselier, and we put in the hot yards and all those days in the rain and stuff. We, on the field first and last one to leave. I think that's where it all started and where the hard work, paid off.
And 2010 winning Super Rugby, is that the biggest highlight of your career?
Yeah, I think 2007, 2009 and 2010. I think 2009 and 2010 I was playing. 2007 I was on the bench for Derek Ougaard. So yeah, so that was definitely some of the highlights of my career. Winning those two trophies, and especially playing at Orlando. I think still up to today one of my best vibe of the best games I played, with the vibe and the vuvuzelas and everything there. I think it was a great atmosphere, and I think for South Africa it was a great thing as well.
Morne, op die veld is jy die ou wat altyd oorgekom het as hierdie koelkop ou, die druk verwerk. Maar tog is dit deel van jou persoonlikheid, glo ek. Dis maar wie Morné Steyn is.
Ja.
Jy's ook nie 'n ou wat sommer kaarte gekry het op die veld nie. Jy moes baie kwaad gemaak het.
Ja, so hier en daar was daar of 'n speertackle of 'n onnodige dingetjie.
Ja. Wat staan vir jou uit van daai wedstryde? Die groot drukwedstryde, Bulls-wedstryde, Springbok-wedstryde. Wat staan vir jou uit? En as jy so 'n bietjie kan praat oor waar jy regtig so kwaad word dat jy amper iets snaaks gedoen.
Ja, ek dink mens raak amper kwaad op die oefenveld. As dinge nie reg loop of jy probeer goed is in die week en dit werk uit en dan maar op die veld val op loskakelvlak nie sommer jou kop verloor nie. Val as jy die skopper van die span is, jy met die beheer vat is nie backs nie forward, so jy kan nie eintlik jou kop verloor nie. Maar dit gebeur maar in alle game, in enige sport of enige gebeur maar waar jy bietjie jou cool verloor. Maar gelukkig oor die algemeen is ek 'n rustige ou. Ek is oor die algemeen nie ou wat my cool verloor sommer nie, so ek dink dit my gehelp deur die kariere ook, veral met die skoppe en die goeders, dat jy nie dinge groter maak as wat dit is nie. ek dink jy weet as jy in daai posisie speel, kan jy nie dink aan die negatiewe wat kan gebeur nie. Jy kan nie dink as jy gaan miskop of wat kan verkeerd loop nie. So jy moet net altyd die positiewe draai raak sien.
Net laaste een oor die posisionele spel, oor die losskakelspel. Losskakelspel ontwikkel ook. Ek glo jy sal saamstem. En veral senter en losskakelspel gekombineer is wat voorsien jy wat kom vir losskakelspel?
Ja, ek dink wat baie help en miskien dat al die spanne as jy 'n fly-off ou wat losskakel gespeel het wat senter toe skuif en jy kry 'n ander losskakel waar daar amper 2 losskakels in 'n span is. Wat amper sê soos die naweek wat jy weet ek en Johan Goosen saam speel. Dis net soveel as amper 2 ouens wat beheer vat agter. So dit maak dit net soveel makliker. Ek dink daai het toe Kater senter toe skuif ook in hulle vir Cruden ingebring het. Daai het kon jy ook gesien het die verskil en Aaron Major daai het saam met Kater gespeel het. So as jy ek dink as jy 2 koelkop ouens op die veld het en 2 ouens wat kan besluite maak, ek dink daar's 'n groot en ek dink dit help ook met die kicking game. Wat as jy net van 9 en 10 afkom, ek dink is 'n groot leemte by ons ook in die hele Suid-Afrika. Ek dink die Stormers het gewys dit kan werk vir hulle of dit het gewerk vir hulle. Jy weet van 9 tot 15 moet jy almal kan skop of jy nou 'n boxkick skop of up en ander, almal moet 'n running game, 'n kicking game kan speel. Net om die dinge bietjie die druk van die 10 en 9 af te kom. So ek dink daar's 'n groot variasie in of 'n groot verbetering in die backline wat in Suid-Afrika moet gebeur.
Can I just ask about your hardest opponent, local and international, and I guess it's probably an obvious question as well. Your favorite 9 to play with?
Yeah, I think to start with that, I think to play with Fourie was, I started my career with him, so yeah, I think he helped me a lot, and yeah, he actually boosted me to, just helped me to, when I go to the Springboks, he was there as well, so that made my life a bit easier. And then, yeah, guys I played against, especially with the Springboks, guys like Dan Carter. You want to meet yourself against the best, and yeah, he's probably one of the best in the world. So yeah, it was always nice playing against him, and I never had the opportunity to play against Johnny Wilkinson. It was still a big dream for me to play against him because I think he was also one of the best. But every time I played against England or Toulon in France, he wasn't playing. He wasn't at 22 or 23. So yeah, in South Africa, it's also a lot of guys I played against when Ruan was playing fly-off as well. Always great to played against him as well. And it's just a lot of good players. So I think South Africa got so much talent. But yeah, I've seen overall, I think Dan Carter was the nice guy I was playing with.
Hi Morne, in English, can you talk to us through the first time being at Loftus and also just the emotion of Saturday and you're running up for the last time?
Yeah, I think when I arrived here, I was still 18 years old. It was my matric holiday, so I spent most of it here doing fitness with the guys here and a lot of senior guys. I think at that stage, I told the guys now there was a lot of senior junior mentality at that stage, so you actually felt like a schoolboy when you came here and you rather sit on the floor and let the senior guys sit. And yeah, playing my last game on Saturday, it's emotional, it's a bit of a bittersweet. Actually looking forward to the life after rugby and just to plan ahead and to know how my things are working. With rugby you can't always plan that. But yeah, it's going to be a tough day on Saturday. It's the last one, but I'm looking forward.
Who would you say is the most talented Springboker you've played against? This was also a press conference for me.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to play with most of them at the Bulls as well. I think a guy like Fourie du Preez is probably one of the best players South Africa had. Jacques Fourie on the defensive side and attacking side, one of the best centers we had. And then Victor Bakkies, there's a lot of Skalkburgers there. John Smith, probably one of the best captains I played with. So yeah, overall, Brian Abana I played with, one of the best wingers in the world. So yeah, you can actually go through the whole team of 2009, 2010. It was just awesome guys up, and most of them I played at the Bulls with.
Okay, so that pretty much answers the next question, which was, who would be the standout player that you'll always remember playing alongside?
Yeah, I think Fourie is just there. He helped me a lot when I came in as a 18, 19-year-old, and yeah, up to today, I think he's got so much more to give to the rugby and South African rugby people. But yeah, he's one of those guys who don't want to, he just stay on his side and don't want to mingle too much with everyone. But yeah, I think for me, he's been a great player to play with.
besides playing at Loftus, because this is the best place to play rugby, where else in the world did you enjoy running out?
Loftus B. No, there's a lot of good stadiums all over the world. I think the Millennium Stadium in Wales is an awesome stadium. You can go. I think the Millennium is probably one of the nicest ones I played. And in France I played at much smaller stadiums, but just the atmosphere in France is also amazing. Played the finals at Stade de France, so it's also one of the better ones. But I think the vibe in the French rugby, only now 20,000 people, but every weekend it's full and there's a great vibe, so it was awesome for me playing there as well.
And from memory, who was the hardest person to come up against international?
It wasn't always nice to play against Nonu. And it always came into my channel. It wasn't that you can all step you and go around you, or you can just go over you. You can decide. So that was always not nice play against him.
And when you look at rugby at the time you started and where you are living now, where would you say the game is at, or how different is it?
I think it involved a lot. At that stage the Bulls was known for the big guys running over everyone, but I think in these days the guys are not that big anymore. You still have your big, but it's not that stamkar rugby as we called it at that stage. So it's a lot quicker for me. Kicking, there's still a lot of kicking, but it's a lot. There must be chase lines and everything must be in place. And I think in the earlier years it was just kicking, and you have a Brian Abana or Bjorn Bosson is going to get the ball for you. But now there's a lot of more planning around the kicks, and guys on the other side is also ready for what's coming.
Two more, I promise. What would you say has been the most enjoyable phase of your career? The first half or the second half?
I think the second half was more. I was almost finished with my Springbok career. I went to France just to enjoy it. So I enjoyed my last half of the career. I enjoyed it more. Just no pressure and just go out and have fun. But the first part, we won a lot of trophies. I played with a lot of awesome players, and that was also a good time. So it was a bit of both.
And because you're considered a legend, the passing over of the jersey, would you say you've done it justice from what it was like when you got it yourself?
Yeah, that was one big thing that was always in our change room before they did it, make it as beautiful as now. There was always, you must leave the jersey in a better place. And I think I've done it. I've done it well. So hopefully the guys coming in, or it's a Chris or Goose or who's ever taking it on, just leave it in a better place.
Can we go back just one question? Go back. You've opened up that part. You've opened up the can of worms. What went through your mind? You twice, the British Irish Lions, you clinched it. That last kick. What goes through Morné Steyn's mind when he knows this is the last?
I had that question a couple of times before.
I can imagine.
But for me, it's just like I said earlier. The more you practice stuff like that on your training field and put you under pressure on the training field, almost live yourself in that moment on the training field. It's much easier when you get onto the field. So I always tell the guys, if I help them with kicking now, put yourself under pressure on the training field for if you get to a game. Now, there is going to be a crowd. Everyone asks me, do you hear the crowd? There's a crowd. There's people shouting. But just put everything that aside and just focus on your job that you've done 100 times through the week. So that's all.
Thanks, man.
No, one more.
There's always this comparison between Messi and Ronaldo. Messi, pure talent, and Ronaldo, the hard work to get to that level. And when someone studies you in how you carry yourself at training, it's like you are unfazed because this rugby thing comes naturally. How talented do you think you are as a rugby player?
I think talking about kicking, like I said, at school I kicked because there was no one else in Sunday Plessis to kick, so I had to kick. And when I came here, I was a running fly, so I wasn't a kicker. So I maybe have a little bit of talent kicking, but I think hard work for me paid off. I think over my career I can just say that I wasn't the most talented kicker. I think when I started I was maybe a 60% kicker. And with all the hard work I came to 80-90%, so I think hard work.
Okay.
Hard work always beats talent unless talent work. That's what Heineken Meyer always said. Good. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you.
All the best.